Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll get started here in a little bit. Divine energy flowing, calm mind, blessed soul. Start your day with Shiva. Feel the sacred power. Om Namah Shiva. Hello, Trinity. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, the Rebirth of Wisdom. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're both doing well. I do have a couple of announcements before we get into what I'm going to share. I had a confirming dream that I asked Divine to give me in regards to what we're going to be speaking about. And so, yeah. Okay. Hello, Tatum. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks, Trinity. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in to this live. You are tuned into Esoteric Wisdom and Spiritual Truths. My name is Nehru. I am a spiritual guide here, esoteric being, extraterrestrial, and born on the 333rd day of the year. Yeah, exactly, Trinity. Or the rebirth of wisdom. Exactly. There's been something that I've been asking Most High about for quite some time, or at least wondering about. Let me not say asking. I've been wondering about for a long time, and it pertains to the dreams and visions and things that Divine Source has given me or shown me. Greetings, Decree. And one of the questions that I had was Divine would show me all of the karmics through dreams, visions, and things. Divine would show me all of the karmic energy, low vibrational, okay, demonic, satanic energy that has been coming against me this lifetime. They would show me these things through dreams, visions, and things, as I said. One of my questions that I finally asked and I got an answer for is pertaining to the twin flame. Not all of us have had a twin flame relationship, but I'm going to speak about the purpose of a twin flame relationship, and I'm going to share with you some things about my twin flame journey this lifetime around. Hello, Carlab. Thank you so much for tuning in. And the question that I asked Most High was to show me specifically in the dream state, okay, because that removes the mind, okay? The dream state removes the mind. That's why I asked that. And my question specifically was Divine Source, you've shown me karmic energy, you've shown me demonic energy, the warlock, our battles. You've shown me karmic individuals that I grew up with, karmic friends, karmic, you know, you've shown me these things. Why have I not seen the demonic spirit of the twin flame that I was in relationship with? Thank you so much for tuning in, Shay. Okay. Why haven't you shown me? Oh, Carla, excuse me. Carla. And so, why haven't you shown me? Why haven't I seen the demonic witchcraft spirit of this twin flame? You've often heard me say that the purpose of a twin flame journey is to awaken you both. That is the purpose of a twin flame journey. 99% of the time, this this awakening happens after you two separate. Okay, it is highly unusual that you both ascend and you both awaken while you are in relationship with one another. Okay, and so I had a dream last night, this morning. I do not do readings, okay? I do not do readings, okay? And I am not a tarot reader. I am an oracle, an empath, and a healer, amongst other things. I do not do readings. And so in this dream, and Divine Source gave me a confirmation: ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be opened unto you. So I asked Divine Source, why haven't I seen the demonic spirit? Divine, I've asked you in the past about women that I've been in relationship with. In one situation, I opened the door and a woman was standing there that I was in relationship with, and she turned into a wolf and started eating me. Okay? And so why haven't I had these confirmations about this twin flame? And so this morning, I had a dream about, oh, and by the way, for synchronicity, it is 7:55. I hope you're enjoying your daylight savings time, okay? Even though you lose an hour of sleep. Let me remove this individual from this. And so in this dream, she told me that it's a Cain and Abel situation. The twin flame told me, and I haven't talked to her in years, okay? She told me that that it was a Cain and Abel situation. So what is a Cain and Abel situation? Most of us are familiar with Cain and Abel and how Cain was jealous of his brother. It could be a sister in your situation, but Cain was jealous of his brother, and in the process, he murdered his brother, okay, to take his place, to receive his inheritance, okay? So Cain was able, I like to say, Cain was able, but he simply refused. Cain was able, but he just chose not to be. And when she's telling me this, in this dream, we're making the bed. and we're making the bed together, and that is significant. That is very significant. Okay, so we're in the bedroom. Okay, and we're making the bed together, and she tells me it's a Cain and Abel situation. This twin flame that I was in a relationship with, that I thought was my high vibrational partner, and so the purpose of the twin flame journey, as I stated, is to awaken both of you. Okay, often, high percentage of the time, the divine feminine energy, male or female, divine feminines can be male or female, divine masculines can be male or female. It's all about your purpose here. And so I began to awaken long before she did. Okay. And I decided to walk away, and I decided to leave her to her own devices. Okay. And after this dream, hello, Sassafras. Thank you so much for tuning in. After this dream, I woke up, and I thank Divine Source for sending the confirmation and the answer that the answer that was the truth. Okay. And so, as the picture of this live in the background, as it states, divine twin flame unions are for liberation. It's for both of you to awaken. In most of these situations, you do not come back into union with your twin flame. Also, what I gathered from that conversation, and it was just that, it was just a very brief conversation, us making the bed together, that's also healing. Okay. That relationship. Okay, healing that romantic relationship. Okay, mending that relationship, mending that romantic relationship, the making of the bed, and we're making the bed together. Okay, and yeah, okay, and so I let her know that I understand that she was not the one doing witchcraft directly against me, but there were those that were doing witchcraft against her, and those who were doing, or on her, and there were those who were doing witchcraft on me, creating these illusions, okay, and creating these blockages, creating these disturbances, okay, and illusions, if I didn't say illusions. Hello, Dinky. Thank you so much for tuning in. And so I let her know that I forgive her, and I hope that she can forgive me. I forgave her a long time ago, but I now can fully and completely let go of seeing her through the illusions. Okay, I can now completely let go of seeing her through the illusions. Okay, as that veil has been lifted, as that veil has been torn, rented, I can now completely let go of those illusions. And again, I ask that she could hopefully forgive me one day. I've said some very angry things about her. And yeah, so again, that's the purpose of the twin flame journey. I hope that she's on her spiritual path. I hope she's now awakened and continues to do her spiritual work. I hope she's walked away from religion. I hope she's awakened to the truth of the illusions that were presented before her. One of the things that I told her was, I understand that you were not able or willing to walk away from, again, Cain, Abel. She told me it was a Cain and Abel situation in the dream. And I told her that I hope that you can one day, or I understand that you could not walk away or did not walk away from what was no longer serving your good, or what never did serve your good. Okay? And so the divine feminine awakens, and then through that awakening, they trigger the divine masculine to awaken. And again, male or female, gender doesn't matter when we're talking about divine energy, because Most High, Erevat, the great I am, God, Yahweh, whatever you refer to them as, okay? Hello, angel, is both masculine and feminine. This is how they can create male and female ostriches. This is how they can create male and female peacocks. Okay, this is how they can create the lion and the lioness. Okay, because divine source is both masculine and feminine energy. They are the dove and they are the eagle. Okay, and so yeah, so again, for her, I hope she's on her spiritual journey. I hope she's awakened to the illusions. I hope she's walked away from what no longer serves her good. And I hope she continues. I hope she is the karmic curse breaker for her family, for her bloodline, and for past life journeys. Okay? So, feel free to ask your questions, okay, about twin flames, about twin flame journeys. Okay, feel free to ask your questions concerning those things. Also, I said I had a couple of announcements. One of those, well, actually, I guess just one announcement, and that is that I am going to reopen Esoteric Conversations. I didn't think that this was going to happen for a long time, if ever, and so I am going to reopen Esoteric Conversations, and these conversations will continue to be done. Okay, that's a good question. What is a twin flame? Okay, so before I get to that, I will finish this announcement. Good question, Sassafras. So I am reopening Esoteric Conversations, but okay, I will no longer offer them for free. Okay, and so when I first opened Esoteric Conversations, and for those of you who do not know, Esoteric Conversations is a personal one-on-one conversation with you and I. We have conversation, we dialogue, we take a look at the current energy, confirmations, things that perhaps you need to do, things that you need to release, how you are doing on your spiritual journey, messages from your ancestors, etc. So I am reopening Esoteric Conversations. Initially, the first one was offered for free, and I closed out Esoteric Conversations because I was getting a lot of requests, but they were through karmic energy, and they were not showing up for the Zoom meetings. These are done via Zoom, okay? And so I decided, instead of getting frustrated about that, to just cut it off completely, okay? And that's a word to us, okay? Instead of getting frustrated about it, just cut it off completely, okay? But what I'm going to do is reopen Esoteric Conversations, but no longer will the first one be free, okay? So the rate for those Esoteric Conversations is as follows. Every 15 minutes is $20, okay? Most of those Esoteric Conversations lasted about an hour. So that's $80. That's based on the last W-2 employment opportunity that I had as a tax accountant. Yeah, okay. Anything else concerning that, Most High? Yes, okay. So every 15 minutes, half an hour is $40, okay, etc. We're just having conversation. I was speaking about the purpose of twin flames. Okay. And someone's now asking, and I was sharing an announcement about a service that I am reintroducing or now opening back up. And but to get to your question, Sassafras, what is a twin flame? So this is how you can identify a twin flame from any other relationship that you've had in the past. A twin flame is someone that you vibrate with highly. Okay, all of the synchronicities, and I'm going to use my own twin flame journey as an example because my life is a demonstration. Okay, so this twin flame, she was born on 11/13/1974. I was birthed on, and I should say birthed on, I was birthed on 11/29/1974. There are 16 days, hello Christine, 16 days between our births this lifetime. That's an 8 and an 8. Okay? 16 days between 11/13/1974 and 11/29/1974. That's a synchronicity. I mentioned that I was a tax accountant and I own my own practice in Florida. Before I met her, she was already doing individual taxes. So again, when your twin flame is someone you have all of these synchronicities with, So she was already involved in taxes, filing individual taxes, and I was involved in, again, taxes, accounting with my own company. And I had employment opportunities as well. She, another one of our synchronicities, she had an issue with her kidneys. Okay, 2016 or something before we met. Okay, those of you who have been tuned in to this channel for any length of time, you know that because of witchcraft, I was on dialysis for 4.5 years and received that kidney transplant on 7/7/17. So both of us dealt with kidney issues. Okay, and again, not because of lack of care for self. I don't know what the reason for her kidney issues were. I don't recall that. Okay. So a lot of synchronicity, sassafras, when it comes to a twin flame union. This is how you can distinguish it from other relationships. There's a lot of synchronicity, a lot of similarities, okay, in your personalities, okay, and that sort of thing when you talk about a twin flame, and not just I like them or I vibe high with them or we get along well or anything like that. It's a spiritual thing. Okay, we had no control over the dates that we were birthed this lifetime. We had no control over, I had no control over her having kidney issues, and then me meeting her years later after I had received a kidney transplant or confirmation, or I had received a kidney transplant a year prior to meeting her. I had no control of that. Okay, so those types of divine synchronicities, the things that are undeniable between you and them. Okay, talking about what is a twin flame. Okay, and another synchronicity with her and I. Okay, she adopted an infant girl. Okay, when the child was an infant, she adopted an infant girl. I was in a relationship with someone 22 years ago, and it was a very karmic relationship, and the only relationship that I ever returned to twice, or I ever went back to. Okay, typically when I cut someone off, I cut them off for good, for once and forever. I don't go back to exes and things like that. I'm just not that type of spirit. Okay, that's not my. That's just not how I am. Okay, and but that particular individual, during my sabbatical for Most High between 2005 and 2006, I accepted them back into my life. And in the process, this individual, not the twin flame, but someone else, 22 years ago, they ended up getting pregnant. And she already had two small children. And she did not want this child. And obviously, neither one of us believed in abortion, of course. And so we decided to sow that child. It was a male, okay? And we decided to sow that child into a family that was not able to have children at that time. As it so happened, they were an interracial couple, Latina and some other race. Okay, as it turned out, she was Latina, okay, and I am not. So, again, it just worked out that way. And so on the other side, she adopted a child, okay, and me and this karmic relationship lover 22 years ago, we released a seed to another family and released them through adoption. Okay? So I'm talking about synchronicities between you and a twin flame, and how to identify a relationship between a twin flame from, or distinguish between a twin flame relationship and all the other romantic relationships along your journey. So there was a lot of synchronicities there, and I recognized so many of these synchronicities immediately, okay? She was born in the Midwest this lifetime. I was born in the Midwest this lifetime. I'm just thinking, recalling any other synchronicities that stand out. Both of us were a part of religion, okay? She left her religious organization when we started dating each other. She left her religious organization to become a part of the religious organization that I was a part of. She told me that Divine Source told her that her divine partner was at the religious organization that I went to. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So that is a twin flame union. A lot of synchronicities, things that are undeniable. And again, I'm not talking about the 3D. I'm not talking about you liking the same colors. Okay. I'm talking about things that are outside of your control. Okay. We could not control being born 16 days apart, 8/8. Okay. We could not control that. Okay. We could not control her adopting a child and me releasing a child for adoption. We could not, that was, well, we could control that, but we could not control the synchronicity. I did not know her 22 years ago, and she did not know me 22 years ago. Okay? Any other questions concerning a twin flame? And again, I'm sharing all of this because Divine Source gave me a confirmation last night or this morning, a dream that I had with her. I asked Divine Source, why haven't I seen the demonic spirit of her? And Divine Source gave me a dream, and we were making the bed. Okay? Both of us were making the bed. Okay? And she told me it was a Cain and Abel situation. Hers, mine, both, however it goes. And so, yeah. Okay. And again, I sent her an apology, and I asked that she forgive me. I'd forgiven her a long time ago. That's why I was able to move on. But the purpose of a twin flame is to awaken one another. Is to awaken one another. Often, you do not come back together in a love union. You just continue on your spiritual journey. Hopefully, both stay awakened. And yeah. Okay. So, I can now look back on the memories, okay, of those things, okay, that relationship and that time together, and I can look back on it and with thankfulness, and in even greater way. I was already thankful for the experience because of what it did, and that was awaken me spiritually, consciously, okay? For me to get on my journey and for me to realize who I was birthed here to be in its fullness, okay? In its fullness, I already knew I was a healer, okay? I already knew I was an encourager, a motivator. I already knew those things. But for me to get on my spiritual conscious journey was the purpose of that relationship. And so, Divine Source, before all of you that are listening, looking at 22 in the room and 11 likes, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so that's significant. That's a 33. I am a master builder 33. Okay, and so thank you so much, Divine Source, for answering my question through the dream state about that twin flame. And again, I hope she's doing well. I hope wherever she is, whatever her journey entails, I hope she's doing well. I haven't talked to her, like I said, in years. So, okay. So yeah, any other questions about a twin flame journey? Any other questions about yeah, how to identify it or what have you? We will get some confirmations out here for you, energetically collective. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Nate. Again, Esoteric Conversations will be reopened. These are conversations, private conversations between you and I. If you would like a private conversation, esoteric conversation with me. There is something Divine told me when I woke up this morning, okay? After having that dream, Divine told me the gray is dead, okay? The gray is dead, and that's also a confirmation for the veil being torn, no longer involved in the illusions, okay? The gray is torn. The gray is torn, or dead, Divine said specifically. The gray is dead, okay? But I am reopening Esoteric Conversations, but you will need to pay for those in advance, okay? That is the way that I will remove any and all of those who send emails, but they are really just wasting time, and they really are not interested in a spiritual conversation with me. So payment is required up front, okay, before that esoteric conversation. So that's how we'll eliminate those. Hope everyone is doing well wherever your journey has you today. Wherever your journey has you today. Okay? Thank you so much for your trust. Okay? Those of you that communicate to me through email, thank you so much for your trust. I am honored, okay, to be a part of your journey, and I am honored to have you a part of my journey this lifetime. Thank you, Divine Source, for the illusions being removed. Thank you, Divine Source, for the veil being rent, the veil being torn. Thank you so much, Divine Source, for the removal of the shades. Thank you, Divine Source and ancestors, for the removal of the shades, so that we can see clearly. So that we can see clearly. Thank you, Erevat. Thank you, Erevat. Thank you, Divine Source. Thank you, Ascended Masters. Thank you, Ancestors. Thank you, Sanhedrin Council and Archangels. Thank you, Council of Light. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. Again, confirmations for you, collective. That's what it was in regards to the kidneys, okay? In regards to kidneys. Yes, thank you so much, Wisdom of Rebirth, okay? Thank you so much for who you are, what you bring to the table each and every day. Thank you so much, okay? Great love to you. She had a kidney removed, okay? She had a kidney removed, okay? And I received a kidney. So I carry 3 kidneys today. I'm talking about the twin flame, okay? I carry 3 kidneys today, and she carries 1 in the physical body, okay? I still have the 2 native kidneys this body was birthed with, and she is kidney removed. So there's another, that's the synchronicity about the blood filter, okay? The blood filter, okay? Divine Source, I thank you for the twin flame. I thank you for the lessons that they taught me. I thank you for the awakening road that they put me on. I thank you for the journey and our time together. Trust me, I never thought I'd ever be saying that. Trust me. Okay? And when I say that, saying that, I've always thanked Divine Source for the journey, but not in that way. Okay? So, again, the reason why I am here, my life is for a demonstration. Okay? And so pride and ego died a long time ago. Pride and ego, okay, died a long time ago for this being. All right? I have no problem apologizing, no problem repenting to anyone that I've ever wronged. Okay? No problem whatsoever. Or that I've misunderstood, or situations where illusions clouded, okay, my perspective of them. I hope you are the same way. I hope you forgive just as easily. I hope you forgive just as easily. Forgiveness is always for you, the one who is doing the forgiving. Forgiveness is not for the one who needs forgiveness. Okay? Oh, I said something the other day about daylight savings time. You are actually, those of you who are on the East Coast in the United States, Eastern Time, or any that deals with daylight savings time, okay? Give me a second, Ray, okay? When I get done shuffling these cards, I'm going to delete you off the channel. Give me just one moment, okay? Because this is my channel and I can wear whatever the fuck I want to wear, okay? Yeah, it's always an adjustment, okay? For probably the first 2 months of the year, speaking about adjustments, for the first 2 months of the year, okay, I write the previous year down. So when I'm writing in my journal, okay, I write 2026 or 2025 for probably the first 2 months of the year. It takes me a minute to, and then when I'm going back and I'm reading my journal, I have to go back and change the 5 to a 6 or the 3 to a 4 or the 7 to an 8. It takes a minute to get readjusted to these shifts, okay? And that is something. It takes a minute to get readjusted to these shifts, okay? Also, Christine, okay? How's your strut, Christine? How's your walk? How's your strut, Christine? How's your walk? Hello, Wendy. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you, Raid, for deleting your message. Okay? So, there's grace and mercy for you because you decided to delete your message. So I won't block you today, or at least not right now. Okay? So thank you for deleting your message, Raid. Okay? Again, I am in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Okay? I am in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. And I am continuing. I've been in heavy contemplation and that sort of thing since our last live. A lot of meditations, okay? A lot of 114 chakra meditations, a lot of 114 chakra meditations. And looking at or looking into, ready for a more permanent living situation, okay? A more permanent living situation. Hello, Kim, KT, thank you so much for tuning in. And looking to get out of the hotel stay, okay? Looking to get out of the hotel situation, okay? I've been living in hotels, staying in hotels here in Southeast Asia since I arrived on May 5th of last year, okay? So, also looking into that. So looking into signing a contract, looking into a long-term contract, 3 months, 6 months. Okay, we have something that's fallen out here out of the stack. We'll see what that is. Say this speaks to illusions, okay? Or a bully, okay? A love bully. Okay? You could have an offer coming your way. Okay? Again, feel free to ask your spiritual questions concerning how to ascend, concerning, we are on day, what day are we on for the 7-day? We are doing a 7-day health challenge that I presented us with on 3/5. We are on day 5, I think, or 6. We're on day 6. Day 6, okay? For those of you who are already on Tuesday, for those of you who are on day 5, you have 2 more days if you are taking advantage of that, okay? I like it, Christine. I like it. I like it. Okay? I like it. Okay? I like it. I like it. Okay? That's an energy song, okay, by DeBarge, I think. And I like it. Okay? I like the way you comb your hair. I like the stylish clothes you wear. It's just the little things you do that makes me show, that lets me show how much you care. Something like that, okay? And I like it, okay? So, I like it, Christine. Hello, Yaya. What is going on? What is going on, Yaya? Good to see you, okay? So the cards that fell out of the deck as I was shuffling them, okay? At the beginning of this, those of you who are just tuning in, we were speaking about a twin flame journey and the purpose of it. As I've received a dream confirmation and answer to a question that I asked Most High. Again, ask and it shall be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. So that's why those who ask questions here concerning their journey, okay, that I am not to know. Like, what is my purpose? My job is not to know your purpose. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door will be opened unto you. So ask Most High, what is my purpose here? Okay? Don't ask someone else. Don't go to a priest. Okay? Don't go to a pastor. Don't go to a minister. Don't go to a reverend asking them, what is your purpose here? That is not their job. Their job is not to know your purpose here. Okay? That's not their job. Hello, B. Yes, those are the words. Those are the words. You lit that fire inside. Yeah. And make it more than just a dream. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right, so Divine Source, Eravat. Let's go ahead and get some confirmations for those that are tuned in or those that will listen to this at some point in time along their journey. Okay. Hello, Dylan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, that's a good song. That is a good song. Okay. All right. So we have a bully out here, a love bully out here, a love bully. Okay. We have the Nine of Cups out here. The Nine of Cups. 10 of Pentacles in the upright. 10 of Pentacles in the upright. Wish fulfillment. 10 of Pentacles in the upright. Okay. Prosperity financially. I just got a in the earbuds. 10 of Pentacles energy. Okay. So some type of abundance coming in for those of you who are on your highest, purest, truest journey. Those of you who are doing your spiritual work. Those of you who are, okay. This could be a financial abundance that shows up in the 3D. This could be financial abundance and inheritance that you receive from your ancestors. We have the Moon card in reverse. Again, Divine Source told me this morning that the gray is dead. The gray is dead. The gray is dead. Oh, so Dylan, welcome into this collective. Your ancestors, spirit guides, Eravat, that is the great I am. Okay? Divine Source, Yahweh, Yah, they brought you here. Okay? Hello, Amy. How do you ascend? Okay, very good question, Amy. Okay, and that is the better question to ask, other than and not what is my purpose. So how do you ascend? So you recognize, Amy, things that no longer serve your good. Confirmation horn honk. Okay, let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. So you recognize the things, Amy, in your life that no longer serve your good. Okay, these could be family members that continue to lie to you, deceive you. Okay, these could be parents that do not want to take a DNA test. Okay, this could be karmic co-workers, people you go out with, hang out with. These could be former classmates, elementary, high school, college. Okay, this could be religion. Things that no longer serve you, things that no longer feed you. Okay. And so how do you ascend? You first cut those things off through cord cutting. Okay. Through cord cutting rituals. That doesn't matter what that is. It could be through egg cleanses. It can be through other cord cutting measures. There are videos on this channel that speak to cord cutting, how to go about doing that. Okay. And there are 3 things that are necessary, Amy, in order for you to ascend. These 3 things are the 3 ingredients necessary. You have to be celibate. You have to embrace isolation, or what is called the hermit mode. Okay. Isolation. And again, that involves removing what no longer and who no longer serves your good. Relationships. Okay. and you have to meditate. And you have to meditate on the daily basis if you want to ascend. Yeah, you're welcome. And an excellent question. Okay, so this moon card out here in reverse again, divine source told me after I had that confirming dream about that twin flame, she told me that it was a Cain and Abel situation. So Cain and Abel could speak to individuals in her life or individuals that were a part of my life. Okay, but the moon in reverse speaks to the veil being lifted. The veil being lifted, okay? So that you can receive this Ten of Pentacles collective, so that you can walk into this wish fulfillment, so that you can have the veil torn, rent, so that you can see 10 miles down the road, so that you can see clearly. It's another beautiful day here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, okay? I don't know what the temperature is going to be. Let's check and see. It is currently 80 degrees. The high is going to be 91. Okay. The high temperature today in Ho Chi Minh City is going to be 91 degrees. You could have been birthed in 1991 this lifetime. Okay. Something significant about 2019. Okay. Shout out to New York. Okay. Concrete jungle, where dreams are made of. Okay. Whenever someone says New York, they think of New York City. They don't think of Buffalo, okay, or some other place, okay. They don't think of Catskill, New York. They think of New York City. That might be the only place in America where you can mention the city and no one thinks about the state. I'm from New York. Oh yeah, where at? One of the five boroughs. Everybody thinks Brooklyn, Manhattan. No one ever thinks about upstate New York when you say I'm from New York. Okay, so there you go. Someone said I am from Buffalo. So there you go. Okay, Rochester. Okay. So we have a Knight of Wands out here in reverse. Okay, a Knight of Wands out here in reverse. Some type of authoritative figure out here. Okay, and I just heard bamboozled. 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 Let's get a definition for bamboozled. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We have 21 in a room and 20 likes. Thank you for the love. Let's look up the word bamboozled for everyone. What does the word bamboozled mean? Bamboozled means to be thoroughly tricked, deceived, or confused, often through elaborate falsehoods or trickery. Seven of Swords energy. Let me read that again. Bamboozled means to be thoroughly tricked, deceived, or confused, often through elaborate falsehoods or trickery. It implies being hoodwinked or outwitted, leaving one perplexed or cheated. Perplexed or cheated. Common synonyms include hoodwinked, swindled, conned, duped, and bamboozled. So, bamboozled. Illusions, that's a big word today, okay? Or at this time, that's a big word, okay? That's a big word. Illusions. Okay? There's an affirmation coming. Thank you, Divine Source, for the lifting of the veil. Thank you, Divine Source, for the lifting of the veil and the removal of the illusions. Affirmation. Thank you, Divine Source, for the lifting of the veil. Okay? Thank you, Divine Source, for the lifting of the veil and the removal of the illusions. Affirmation. Divine Source, anything else from this stack? Okay. So we have the imposter in the reverse. Okay, so there's an imposter. Okay, so we have an authoritative figure in reverse. We have the moon card in reverse for something no longer being in the dark. There's only moon, there's only light and dark, there's only sun and moon. So if it's not in the dark, if it's not hidden by the moon, it's being exposed by the light. If it's not hidden by the moon, it's being exposed by the light. Okay? This imposter energy here, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, guess what it is? It's not a dog. It's not a cat. If it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, guess what it is? It's not an elephant. Okay? It's a duck. So there's an imposter out here that's being exposed. Okay? Ooh, I just got raided. Something's being raided. Something's being raided. Something's being raided. Okay? Something's being raided. A place, a people, a cult, a coven, something being raided. Something's being raided. Okay? Anything else from this stack, Divine Source? Anything else? Okay? Communication, travel, that is in reverse. Okay? Communication, travel, Eight of Wands energy in reverse. So someone who was creating these illusions, okay? Someone who was trying to bamboozle you, they could have for a time in a season. Okay? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, okay? Because what comes out here for the collective pertains to any of the 197 countries on this planet and any of the 8.4 billion beings on this planet. So of the 8.4 billion beings on this planet, there are beings in Iran that are included in that 8.4. Donald Trump is a part of that 8.4 billion population on this planet. Vladimir Putin is a part of that 8.4 billion. Kim Jong-un is a part of that 8.4 billion, okay? All around the world, any of this can pertain to countries or individuals. And that's why I say take what easily fits, okay? So we have communication, travel, a journey out here in reverse, okay? Communication, travel, in reverse. The imposter can't do what they used to, okay? The imposter, whoever this King of Wands energy out here, this authoritative figure in reverse, they can no longer do what they used to, okay? Their hands are tied now because of a raid of some sort. Because of a raid of some sort, their hands are now tied, okay? Picking up the second deck of Tarot, messages and images, Divine Source. What else is there? No communication or no travel. It's been halted. We have an imposter out here that is now stuck, okay? Being exposed through the raid. Next Tarot, Two of Wands in reverse, okay? I'm getting you can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. You're blind from the fact. You can't see what I can see, okay? You can't see what I can't see. You're blind, baby. You're blind from the fact. That's part of an old school rap song, okay? So somebody can't see what you can see. They're blind. They're blind, okay? This could be somebody who used to be your baby, okay? Used to be my girl, okay? Could be somebody who used to be your man, your woman, okay? Divine Source, okay? Someone who's blind, okay? We have the Three of Wands in the upright. Okay, the Three of Wands in the upright. This is a realization for someone. You walked away. Now you have a new perspective. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Just call me Step. Okay. So you walked away and now you have a new perspective. Okay. Someone did not, or this imposter, this authoritative figure here, they did not. Okay. Hello, all right, all right, all right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am doing fantastic. I hope you are. Okay. At the beginning of the live, for those of you who are just coming into the room, we were talking about twin flames. I shared a dream that I had. I asked Most High a question to reveal something to me concerning my own twin flame journey, and they did answer me, as they always do, faithful as ever. Okay, someone could see you, faithful as ever. Okay, and so I was talking a little bit about at the beginning of this live about the twin flame journey. If you are curious about that, when you have opportunity, you may want to go back and listen to the beginning of this live. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you who are just coming into the room, we have a King of Pentacles energy out here. Okay. So like Dylan said, this could be a country. This could be a leader, okay, of some sort, a dictator, a communist leader, okay, a regime, okay. They are in reverse. Someone who has a lot of money, had a lot of money, okay. We'll see if they lost it. We'll see. Or if they're just no longer able to give to whatever they were doing. Give to whatever they were doing, okay? Ten of Wands energy. Ten of Wands energy. And this card came out in reverse, okay? Ten of Wands here. Again, so a lot of this energy out here is speaking to someone who's been halted. Someone who's being stopped in their tracks. We got the word raid out here, R-A-I-D. Someone might need to use raid in their home. Insects, okay? Rodents, raid, okay? Someone could see an infestation of ants, infestation of roaches. This could be physical or spiritual infestation, an infestation, okay? An infestation. Okay. There we go. Five of Wands energy, okay? So, fighting, arguing, disagreements. Could be something about fleas. Okay, someone said bees. Okay, so bees. Okay, so in this energy, with that raid energy decree, someone could be getting stung spiritually by your ancestors. Someone could be getting stung spiritually by their ancestors, by your ancestors. Okay, nothing returns void. So it's like an automatic thing. They put something out into the ethers and it has to go somewhere. So when the witchcraft out, if you do your cleansing work, Amy, if you do your cleansing work, it's going to go back to the one who sent it. It's going to go back to the witchcraft worker, the liar, the deceiver, the imposter out here. We have the imposter, okay? It's going to go back to them. All you have to do, Amy, is get on your spiritual journey. Okay? Amy, if you would like to have a private conversation with me, that is called an esoteric conversation. If you are just beginning your conscious spiritual journey, again, I used to offer the first one for free, but I no longer do that because of those individuals who would set up meetings with me and would not show up. So the first one is no longer free. However, okay, There are discounts and things of that nature that can be applied. If you're interested in those, email address is nehrupatah at gmail.com. Again, nehrupatah at gmail.com. Funds, fee, whatever you want to call it, must be received prior to the meeting. If not, I will automatically cancel the Zoom meeting. Someone said they had a dream. You're welcome. Okay. I had a dream, and I told my girlfriend about it today, that I had a dream that a mouse was in my bed like a messenger. Okay, so, all right. Okay. We have the Sun card out here in reverse, and we have the colt. Okay. We have the colt out here in reverse, or excuse me, in the upright. Sun card in reverse. Okay. This raid is exposing the light and the dark. This cult, this raid is exposing the light and the dark here. This cult is being exposed. The light and the dark is being exposed. Okay? Anything else, Divine Source, from this last stack of tarot messages and images? Anything else for the collective? Anything else for the collective? Oh, that one came flying out. What is this? Childish games. Okay? Childish games. Hello, Faith. Wow. So we're getting a lot of that energy, okay? A lot of that energy. Okay? Rodent, mouse, raid. Again, I heard raid specifically. Okay? The spray raid is used to combat insects. Raid. Okay? Or this speaks to a physical raid. Okay? We have childhood games out here. Okay? Smiling in your face all the time, they want to take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers. Smiling in your face all the time, they want to take your place. The backstabbers. Okay? Somebody comes to your house again and again, okay? Mooching off you, okay? Mooching off you, okay? That could be food. That could be sacral energy, okay? Mooching off you, okay? Your sacral energy, Amy, your sacral energy, okay, is your cooch. That's your sacral energy, Amy, okay? We are not politically correct here. We grown. We can have grown folks conversations. We grown. We can have grown folks conversations. So somebody could be showing up to your house again and again and again, and all they want to do is hit it and quit. All they want to do is hit it and leave. Okay? That's all they want to do. We grown. We can have grown folks conversation. Somebody shows up. Hey, what you doing? Booty call. Hey, what you doing? Sacral call. Hey, what you doing? Me? Oh, nothing, Can I come over? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, you can't come over. You better say that, Angel. That is a saying. I haven't said it in a minute. But no is definitely a complete sentence. No is definitely a complete sentence. Definitely. No is a complete sentence. Decree is asking, what happens in the dark shows in the light. Oh, I thought that was a question. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Christine got the headphones on, okay? We grown, we can have grown folks conversations. If you have kids around you, when I say that, you might want to put in earbuds, headphones, something, okay? Because when I say that, I'm about to say something that is for MA audiences only, mature audiences only, okay? So, no is a complete sentence, okay? No is a complete sentence, okay? Divine Source, anything else? I think we're going to continue on with the tarot, okay? I think we're going to continue on with the tarot. I don't know if we'll get any messages from the stack. I think we'll continue with the tarot. Divine Source, anything else? Okay. We have a Nine of Wands energy out, or excuse me, Nine of Swords energy out here in reverse. After the childish games, okay? You awakening to the childish games after this raid confirmation burp, okay? So, whatever these raids are, spiritual raids, okay? There are spiritual audits that are done on our lives each and every day. Spiritual audits that are done on our lives on the regular basis. So, President Trump, you are being judged based on your choices today. Vladimir Putin, you are being judged on your choices today. Kash Patel, you are being judged on your choices today. Oprah Winfrey, you are being judged on your choices today. Okay? And again, we all are. We all are being judged according to our choices today. Okay? Someone's asking themselves, should I stay or should I go? Someone's asking themselves, should I stay or should I go? I don't even know why that's a question. I don't even understand why that's a question. Okay? So again, booty call or otherwise, someone's still getting something from someone else. It could be drugs, okay? It could be a house. It could be a vehicle. It could be money. Someone's still getting something from someone else, and they're asking themselves, should I stay or should I go? Because whatever they're getting from this individual is keeping them attached in some way. Keeping them attached in some way. Someone's asking, should I stay or should I go? No worries, okay? Divine Source, okay? Let me shuffle this one more time, okay? The second stack of tarot messages and images. Divine Source, what else? What else after this Nine of Swords, this raid? Someone playing childish games, okay? Listen to me. This is no disrespect. Listen to me. There's something that's happening with some type of mental retardation out here, okay? Some type of mental retardation out here because of witchcraft. Hello, Araya. Thank you so much for tuning in. Something about mental retardation out here. At the beginning of this live, those of you who are just coming in, we were talking about twin flame journeys and the purpose of them. Their purpose, twin flame journeys are distinct from other relationships in their synchronicities. I shared a lot about my twin flame and our synchronicities at the beginning of this live, and how you can identify your twin flame if you've had a twin flame this lifetime around. This is not just someone that you get along well with, okay? But it's a spiritual journey, and the purpose of it is, in a nutshell, for both of you to awaken, okay? So again, some of you may want to go back at some time and at some point in time and listen to the beginning of that. But there's something out here about mental retardation, okay? mental retardation. Okay? So someone could be I'm getting a cartoon image. I'm getting a cartoon image. You know, someone sitting there like mentally, spiritually, someone's sitting there like that. Like just yeah. Spiritually unwell. Yeah. Because of whatever that they sent to you. And then once you get on your spiritual journey, okay, and your spiritual shields go up like Captain America, okay, your spiritual shields go up, and then it just starts backfiring. Pew, 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 pew. You know, like throwing rocks against a wall. Yeah. Hello, Lauren. Thank you so much for tuning in. Divine Source, anything up? Okay, someone's remote viewing you. Okay, remote viewing you. Okay, and again, what resonates. Remote viewing some of you. Remote viewing some of you. These could be authoritative figures, government officials. This could be past lovers. This could be parents. This could be siblings. This could be karmic co-workers, friends, again, what have you. Okay, someone out here remote viewing you, fake accounts, fake social media accounts. Okay, also something about a twin flame, um, a real twin flame. Okay, and again, that doesn't mean you're going to be in relationship with them. Okay, again, the connection was for an awakening, for both of you to awaken. Yeah, crazy, Amy. Right? And so one of the things is a twin flame will do a lot of karmic ass shit. Okay? But a twin flame, a true twin flame, does not do witchcraft. Okay? So a twin flame can cheat on you. A twin flame can gaslight you. A twin flame can ghost you. Okay? Show up, leave, show up, leave, show up, leave. Okay? A twin flame can play those types of games. A twin flame has hidden relationships. Okay? A twin flame refuses to leave religion. Okay? But a twin flame, a true twin flame, no matter how karmic they do not do witchcraft against their twin flame. That is one thing about a twin flame that divine source is illuminating. Again, the affirmation for the day, or whatever your evening this time is, divine source, thank you for the removal of the illusions. Okay? Thank you, divine source, for the tearing of the veil. Thank you, divine source, for the removal of illusions, and thank you for the tearing away of the veil. Whoever is remote viewing you, okay? Whoever is in this mental, spiritual, mental retardation state, okay? They were trying to dance on your ashes. They were trying to dance on your ashes, okay? Christine has a question. Christine always has fantastic questions, okay? You could always have fantastic questions. Your ancestors are like, wow, you are bright, you are wise, you are whatever. You could always have great questions. Okay, Christine says, hello, Val, Gree. Shout out to California. Okay, Christine is asking, do you consider it a flaw when someone has trust issues? I'm guilty of it. I've had so much happen to me. I don't trust anyone. No, that is a growing pain. Okay? That is a growing pain. Some of you could have been around in the 3D when the show Growing Pains was out or being aired. Okay, growing pains. And so, no, okay, that is a growing pain and that is a lesson. Okay, and so when I think about trust, I think about trust issues. I don't recall ever going through a period in time where I trusted no one, because in my extremely analytical brain processes, or whatever thought processes, okay, reasoning processes, I know that in the 3D it's impossible to not trust anyone. Okay, so if you have a car, Christine, you trust the manufacturer who built that car. You didn't disassemble it and then have them reassemble it or reassemble it yourself. Okay, some of you might need to have your vehicle inspected for things, but the person who built the house that you stay in, the apartment that you stay, you had them do a home inspection if you purchased it. Okay, but if you're renting, you signed the contract, got approval, and you moved in. You didn't check the foundation. Okay, you didn't check the roof. Okay, so complete removal in the 3D of trust, and just in general of trust, is impossible. That's absolute. It's impossible. But I do understand the energy that you come with, Christine, and that is, I've been disappointed so many times, tricked, bamboozled. The word bamboozled, we looked that word up earlier, Christine. Bamboozled. So when I am bamboozled for so many times, ran over so many times by this train that I trusted, okay? When I've been railroaded so many times, yeah, it can be difficult to trust. And how do you get back to that place again? I believe that true trust comes from your inner knowing. True trust comes from inner knowing. So when you meet someone, your empathic abilities, their aura, let you know if there's someone that you can trust. Okay? And that is an inner knowing. That's not looking at their actions, because we can all, and we all have been fooled by others' actions, haven't we, Christine? We've all been fooled by others' actions. Okay? So they buy you flowers. You think it's a kind gesture, right? They invite you on a date. You think it's a kind gesture. Okay? So they buy you a Christmas gift. They buy you a birthday gift. Okay? Yeah. But those are love bombers, right? So, and those love bombers don't have to be romantic, okay? Your parents could have love bombed you your entire childhood by telling you that they loved you or showing you a certain level of love, but it wasn't real. Your parents, your siblings could have love bombed you, okay? So, that inner knowing, okay, to see with the eye and not just pay attention to what your eyes see, okay, helps with learning who you can trust. I'm gonna ask you a question, Christine, and you can say no. Yeah, I would laugh, but you can say no. Let me ask you a question, Christine. Do you trust me? We've never met each other in the 3D, okay? And because I don't register things up here, I don't even recall where you live, Christine. But because I don't remember those things, and I don't use the brain, okay? When I'm doing these collective reads, insights, what have you. But let me ask you, okay, Christine, do you trust me? And you say no. It's okay. It's all right. Oh, thank you, Decree. Mm, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know just through our conversations, Christine has been a part of this collective for a good while now. And I know that the passing of your grandmother, okay? going to answer your question, Angelique. Okay. I know that the passing of your grandmother, Christine, was a significant turning point in your life. Okay. Was a significant turning point in your life. Okay. And that's the one who's helping you with your strut. And that's the one, it was time for you to stand on your own at that point. It was time for you to stand on your own when that grandmother energy passed. Okay. It was time for you to stand up on your own. Okay. And she was helping you and calling you to do so, as she still does today. Fair answer. Fair answer. Okay. So what is trust really, Angelique? What is trust really? That is the belief, and again, you can put your own words to it, but that for me, trust is the belief that someone has your highest intentions in mind and they act accordingly. Trust is believing that someone has your highest intentions in mind, okay? And they express those things to you in various ways. That could be in saying, I love you. That could be in buying you a gift. That could be in expressing those things in words, written, spoken, song, whatever it happens to be. Okay? That is what trust is. Okay? It is the belief that someone has your highest, purest, truest intentions and they express those things in various ways. Okay? That is what trust is. Okay? Trust is to be earned. I had to learn that. Trust is to be earned, is to be earned, okay? Not given freely. I used to give it freely. Trust is to be earned, okay? Earned. Trust is to be earned, okay? This is why time together is necessary for any type of relationship. Your bestie, your whatever, okay? Soulmates that are of the same gender. That is not a lesbian or homosexual situation, okay? Because we all have men and women, confirmation, we all have men and women on this planet, spiritual beings on this planet, that we are meant to be in collaboration with. We are meant to be on high vibrational frequencies and walk with on this spiritual journey. So the men that come into this energy, okay, I am not a homosexual. The men who come into this energy that I have high vibrational frequency connections with, those are soulmates. For an example, females, you have female high vibrational soulmates that you connect with and you are meant to walk on this spiritual journey here within the 3D. These are part of your soul tribe members. That doesn't mean you are a lesbian. Okay? But trust, okay? Trust. Okay? Something interesting about trust, also very interesting about trust, okay? When the relationship has run its course, okay? That doesn't mean it's karmic, but when the relationship has run its course, I'm going to use a job as an analogy, then you politely break away. You politely break away. Okay? Yeah. Soulmates are your only true family, Angelique. Soulmates are your only true family. Okay? We have the Page of Wands coming out here. Okay? The Page of Wands. So something about truth. We are sharing truth right here. You're sharing truth with me. I'm sharing truth with you. Collaborating. Okay? Collaborating, manifesting, I get. Collaborating, manifesting. Okay? So taking a job as an example. When your time has come for you to walk away from a job or an occupation, close a business, okay? Hopefully you can walk away from that job and you just put in your resignation letter and you walk away. It was a good time for you. They compensated you well. There's no ill between you or them. Okay? It was just time for you to move on. There are times when you also have to trust that concerning relationships. And again, I'm using a job as an example. Okay? Of course, Christine. And thank you so much for the love. And I reciprocate that and the virtual hug. Okay? Energetic hug. All right? So there are times when you need to trust and walk away. And again, leaving those things in good standing. You're not bitter about the job. You're not angry about it or anything else. You, your supervisor, your boss, your whoever, I don't even like the word boss, okay? But your manager, whoever that happens to be, you're in good standing. It was just time for you to move on. You also need to trust in that process. Trust that, okay? There was nothing wrong with the relationship. It was just time to move on. Okay. 10 of Swords out here in the upright. 10 of Swords. Okay. That speaks to imprisonment. Imprisonment spiritually, physically, imprisonment. Also, I'm being drawn to the red rays and the white rays shining down at this time in this card. The red rays and the white rays, the clear rays being shown in this card at this time. Okay? Root chakra, crown chakra, those are the colors of those. Root chakra is red, crown chakra, clear. Okay? So something about the 1 and the 7. Something about the 1 and the 7, 17, 71, 1971, 17 years old, 17 years ago. Someone could be 71 tuning in. Again, the majority of the listeners on here of this live, surprisingly, are 65 and older. That's a surprise to me, okay? And 77.7% of the listeners are females. That's YouTube analytics, okay? All right. So someone in this 10 of Swords energy out here, again, physical imprisonment, spiritual imprisonment, and again, this is no disrespect to the mental illness, but we have mental retardation out here, energy out here, mental retardation. That could be a spiritual thing. Okay? All illnesses speak to some sort of karmic energy. All illnesses, all physical illnesses speak to some type of karmic energy. Okay? So if you easily get a cold, okay, your immune system is down. So you're out of balance. You're out of balance. If you easily get a cold, your immune system physically is down, but you are energetically, you are out of balance. We got horn honks in the background. Okay? So, okay. All right, we're going to move to the next stack here. Okay? And where are we doing with time? It is 9:21 in the morning on Tuesday, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. 9:21. 9:21. Okay. 31 in the room and 33 likes. 31 in the room and 33 likes. 31 in the room and 33 likes. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups out here. Okay, again, some type of offer, some type of genuine offer. Okay, so the energy is shifting now to a genuine offer of some sort. This could happen, okay, at the moment in time that this raid or whatever this is going on, okay, happens. Or this individual passes, whoever this individual is in the Ten of Swords energy, or who will be, okay? After this individual leaves, after they are incarcerated, then you get a genuine offer with the Knight of Cups, okay, Divine Source? What else about this genuine offer? Can you show us, Erevat, Ancestors, Council of Light, Galactic Federation? What else can you help us to see? Confirmations for the collective concerning this. Okay, so we have the Magician out here and the Death card. So, I'm going to hold up all four of these at the same time. Okay. So what does this say? Okay. So what does this say? Alchemized energy, whatever they sent to you, whatever they are sending to you, at the moment in time that death comes to the dark energy, at the moment that death comes to the dark energy, because you alchemized it with this Magician card out here, an offer comes. An offer comes. We're talking about divine timing in your journey and the synchronicities of the divine journey. Okay. That Magician could be one who's getting ready to go in the 3D. Death out here again with the Ten of Pentacles or with the Ten of Swords. Yeah, that's a for sure thing, guaranteed thing, an absolute thing. Again, spiritually or physically, or both. Okay, someone could have ran out of opportunities here on Earth. Someone could no longer have any other opportunities, no more opportunities. Okay. To transcend, I just got transcend. Someone could be out of opportunities. To reincarnate, to get it right, someone is out of chances, out of opportunities. Okay? So they will not be coming back. Okay? Congratulations, B. Confirmation, horn honk, B. So they cannot come back. They will not come back. Okay? Someone in this energy. Ten of Swords, Death card. Because now you get to dance on their ashes. Yeah, absolutely. Now you get to dance on their ashes. Okay? As a master manifester. Now you get to dance on the ashes. Okay? Now you get to dance on the ashes. Okay? You could be dancing as such. You could be dancing as such. All right? So, confirmation on taking the dance class. B, confirmation on taking the dance class. I just got an email. I had to check it. Divine Source was like, check that email that you got. Okay. I just got an email from someone, and this is all it says. Yes, yes, yes. And it's from a conversation, but that's what their response is. Yes, yes, yes. That's all the email says. That's all the email says. Is yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's all the email says. So Divine Source said, check that email. Normally, I don't check emails and all that. I don't look at email, whatever the do, what a ding, whatever the confirmation is. I just keep going. But Divine Source was like, scroll down, pull that screen down, and check that email. Yes, yes, yes. Triple confirmation. Okay? Triple confirmation. Okay? So, yeah. What else we got? What else we got? Okay? Anything else, Divine Source? Let's get some number synchronicities, okay? For the yes, 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 yes. 9:15 is when that message was received. 9:15, 9:15, my time here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. 9:15, September 15th, okay? May 19th, confirmation. Something about 1959, 2015, 2019, okay? Where were you? 2015, 2019. Where were you? Where were you? Okay. Numbers. First number out, we have the number 4. The number 4. I'm looking at 2222. Okay. On the angel numbers here for feminine forces, top of the stack, 2222. We have 4, 4. Okay. The number 4. So Aries, Taurus energy, Aries, Taurus energy could be something about the 4th of the month, the 4th week, whatever that is. Okay? Let's take a look at something. What is the 4th dispensation? I enjoy the spiritual journey. I hope you do. Okay? We have the number 4 out here. Okay? What is the 4th dispensation? The 4th dispensation, the dispensation of promise, extended from God's call of Abraham to giving of the Mosaic law at Mount Sinai. The dispensation of promise. The dispensation of promise. The dispensation of promise. The dispensation of promise. Okay? The 4th dispensation. The dispensation of promise. Okay? Confirmation. Okay? Oriah for the dispensation. Okay? 44. This 4th dispensation, the dispensation of promise. 2 family members born on 4/4. Confirmation for the 4/4. The name Joshua Lee could be significant. Lee or Parker could be significant. Okay? Confirmation on the 4/4. The name Lee, Joshua, Parker, Josh. The number 26 could be significant. The number 26, okay? All right? So the 4th dispensation is the dispensation of promise. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll roll these dice this time around and we'll look at the dispensations. Let's journey into a new chapter, collective. Let's journey into a new chapter. Let's journey into a new chapter. Okay? That's what's being presented. Okay, so let's go. Come on, come on, come on, take a ride. There's a party going on that ain't no jive. It's live, live, all the way live. Don't even have to walk, don't even have to drive. Just slide, slide, slippity slide. Forget about your troubles and your 9 to 5 and just sail along. What you gonna do? Just sail along. There's a groove so funky. Hey, what do you think? What is it called? It's called the Lakeside Stank. Okay? Come along and ride on this fantastic voyage, spiritual, fantastic voyage. What is the sixth dispensation? The sixth dispensation, we got the number 6 out here, okay? 6, Gemini, okay? Energy. The number 6. The sixth dispensation is the dispensation of grace or church age. The current era is biblical theology that began with the death and resurrection of Yeshua and Pentecost, lasting for nearly 2,000 years. So we are currently in the sixth dispensation. Okay? Currently. It's coming to an end. Okay? It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. Okay? I am not one that believes in the rapture. Okay? I am not one that believes in the rapture. Okay? Definitely like the dancing. Definitely like the dancing emoji. Okay? You're welcome, Loretta. Oh, what? Yeah. Give me some lakeside. Fantastic voyage. Shout out to your uncle. Okay? And so, okay, we are currently in the sixth dispensation, coming to an end. Okay? We are stepping into the fullness of the age of Aquarius, the fullness. Okay? Once the government officials release the data, release the proof, once President Trump speaks this truth about extraterrestrial beings, he has the speech in his pocket. Once Trump does this, okay, this is going to release this ninth dispensation. Holy shit. I said ninth dispensation. I said ninth dispensation. We're going to look up the ninth dispensation, even if that's not the number that comes out here. We're going to look up the ninth dispensation. But what I meant to say was seventh dispensation. We're going to look that bad boy up, ninth dispensation. Okay? Number, see? The number 8. Okay? The number 8. Okay? So we're going to look up the 8th and 9th dispensation. I'm not sure what that means, Angelique. Okay? Confirmation decree. What is the 8th dispensation? Okay? Listen. Okay? I said we are currently in, okay? There are 7 dispensations. I don't know what the 9th is, so that has to be something that is, there has to be something that is not documented or something. I don't know what the 9th dispensation is. There are 7 dispensations, okay? All right. So the 7th the 8th and last dispensation, which will occur off and out of the present world, is the new heaven and the new earth, the new heaven and the new earth. Okay? What is the seventh dispensation? The seventh dispensation is the millennial kingdom, a future 1,000-year period where Yeshua reigns on earth from Jerusalem. It follows the tribulation. We are currently in the tribulation period. That is the sixth dispensation. Okay? Features the binding of Satan and represents a time of restored creation, universal peace, and perfect justice. Perfect justice. This world now operates and functions through a legal system, but the seventh dispensation ushers in perfect justice. Perfect justice. Okay? Isley, Jasper Isley. Okay? Every woman, every man, join the caravan of love. Okay? Stand up, everybody take a hand. Join the caravan of love. Okay? Seventh dispensation. Seventh dispensation. The perfect justice. Yeah, stand up, stand up. All of you are being asked to stand up. Amy, you're being asked to stand up. We're all being asked. Confirmation in the earbuds. I need to take the earbuds off of the line so that you all can get the confirmations through the earbuds or the confirmations that come through. I just got another confirmation. When I said it's time for us all to stand up. This is the moment. This is the time. I love it when Aravat shines. I love it. I love it. I love it. There is nothing greater than a confirmation, okay? To slap the devil in their teeth, okay? There is nothing better to me than a confirmation at the divine moment in time that just slaps the devil in the dark, low vibration energy across the face. I love a confirmation. I love it when it's in divine timing with something else that's being done or said. I love it. I love it. Okay? So, are there any questions before we go? Are there any questions? You asked such good questions, collective. Are there any questions? Again, I am reopening Esoteric Conversations, but I am no longer offering them for free. I used to offer the first one for free. Those are done via Zoom. So, payment will need to be received prior to that meeting. Okay? Prior to that meeting, payment will need to be received, and that is 24 hours prior to. Okay? That eliminates the karmics. That eliminates the karmics. So, someone doesn't pay, okay? I don't even need to put them on the calendar, okay? So, if you would like an esoteric conversation, that is a private conversation between you and I, done via Zoom, where we take a look at your journey with your ancestors, with divine source, and we see where you are. You get confirmation, what is needing to be done, things that you can that can further enhance your divine experience here on this planet, this lifetime around, this incarnation. Again, reiterating the purpose of a twin flame. Confirmation. The purpose of a twin flame is for spiritual enlightenment and awakening of you both, for liberation. That doesn't mean you're going to be in romantic relationship with them, but you come into each other's lives to awaken one another. The feminine, divine feminine energy, male or female, I am a divine feminine, okay? And I am a heterosexual male, okay? That will confuse the shallow-headed mind of a man or a woman. That will confuse the shallow-headed mind or earthly knowledge of a man or a woman. How can you be a divine feminine and you a man? How can you be a divine masculine and you a female? Because this is the reason why Yeshua spoke in parables, so that the low vibrational energy down here, the low vibrational energy down here with those parables could understand the high vibrational message. This is why Yeshua spoke in parables. Okay? So that is why I use analogies. Okay? So it is for the awakening. They awaken and they get on their spiritual journey. You awaken, you get on your spiritual journey, and there you go. They continue on with their lives. You continue on with your life. You don't have to stay connected to them. Okay? The dream that I had, again, just reiterating what I spoke at the beginning. Oh, yes, you send me an email, Nehru-Patah. Thank you, I did not mention that. You send me an email to Nehru-Patah, Nehruptah, Nehruptah at gmail.com, and we can get that ball rolling. All right. Yes, you too, Decree. Okay. And so on this spiritual journey, again, they awaken, you awaken, divine feminine energy typically awakens first, starts meditating first. Okay. Opening their 7 main chakras, they are awakening first. And then the divine masculine, often from a distance. So they sit in the background and they watch you. They, whatever, on social media, in real life, if you're connected to them in a community or same city or what have you, close physical proximity, but they watch you and then they begin to meditate. They began to do cord cuttings. They began to do egg cleanses. They began to take spiritual baths. They began to work with crystals. They began to do these things, the divine masculine energy, or the one meant to ascend to that position, and they get on their spiritual journey. And again, often your lives go like this, and it just simply served for a spiritual liberation opportunity for you both. Okay? So do not get confused, okay, about why they are in your life or why they were in your life. Yeah, okay. All right, so truth seeker, what is cord cutting? Okay, so let's say, for instance, you were in a romantic relationship with someone. Okay, again, one of the things that Divine Source told me is that years ago, even when I was back when I was a part of religion, okay, one of the things that Divine Source told me a long time ago is that everyone that we have a sexual relationship with, we are spiritually married to. Every, like, how many times have you been married? Oh, just twice. Nah, you've been married 9 times. How many times you been married? Oh, I've been married 3 times. Nah, you've been married 12 times. Why? Because every sacral relationship, every one that you have exchanged sacral energy with is a spiritual wedding, a spiritual marriage. And so you need to do these cord cutting measures, truth seeker. You need to do these cord cutting measures in order to remove that. So for instance, in a romantic situation, okay, some of you might feel sick after realizing the spiritual marriages you have. Some of you could be like, you mean I was in a, that was a spiritual, you know, some of you could feel like that, okay? I understand. So what does it mean to do a cord cutting? So you can do this a number of different ways, okay? One of the ways that I do cord cuttings, truth seeker, is I write their name on a piece of paper. I write their name on a piece of paper, and I set fire to the paper, okay? And in addition to that, I do physical cord cutting, okay? Physical cord cutting. So I will listen to some type of cord cutting frequency. I could turn it on the TV. I could listen to it through the earbuds, just turn it on the phone and listen to it as the phone sits on the bed or on the wherever, okay? And I am cutting and imagine falling away all of the sacred relationships that I've had. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. Okay? So, cord cutting. Cord cutting. Another way that you can do cord cutting measures, okay, is to remove everything that those individuals have ever given you. So you still have pictures on your social media, delete them. They gave you a pair of shoes, throw them out. They gave you a pair of pants, throw them out. They gave you a pair, some lingerie, some panties, some boxers, a bra, throw it out. Don't wear it, throw it out. They gave you a blouse, they gave you a shirt, they gave you a cap, throw it out. Okay? They gave you furniture, give it away, put it on the side of the road, and just put a sign on it and say it's for free. Put it on Facebook Marketplace and say, come and get it. These are ways that we can cut and remove, okay, karmic energy, cord cutting, okay? And again, this is even for the twin flame journey, okay? This is even for the twin flame journey. So you need to release them so that they can get on their spiritual journey. Because if you continue to hold on to them, you're pulling them back now. Divine masculine or feminine, okay? You're holding them back from their spiritual journey. So if you continue to reach out to them, you're still trying to work it out while you need to do your spiritual work, and there was not a release. You're holding them back in addition to yourself. So again, releasing them. Yet, you know what? I understand now today what the relationship was for. It served its purpose. I now release you. Here is a verbal cord cutting, okay? Truth seeker, a verbal cord cutting measure. I now release you back to your spiritual journey, and I cut the cord between you and I. I am thankful for the journey, our journey together, and what it taught me, but I now release you to be on your spiritual journey, to continue on your journey here, to continue to learn, to continue to ascend. I no longer hold you back. I'm no longer wanting you back. I'm no longer holding you to any of those things. I release you, divine whoever. I release you, masculine. You could say their name. Okay? Yeah. Number of ways to do cord cutting. But that is the releasing of the energy, okay, that is attached to you in whatever way. Same thing for the heart chakra. Same thing for the solar plexus chakra. Parents are often associated with the solar plexus chakra. Divine is wanting me to say. Okay? Yep. It's all about calling your power back. Okay? All right? Divine source is bringing out or pointing out that as far as the sacral or solar plexus chakra, that is your willpower, confidence, self-esteem, located just below your sternum and rib cage. The parents are often the biggest manipulators when it comes to your solar plexus chakra, because they teach you, okay, that the world doesn't revolve around you when it literally does. The earth rotates and you walk upon it. So the earth literally does revolve around you, right? So they tell you money doesn't grow on trees, but what is the dollar bill? What is money made from? Yeah, from trees. They tell you standing too close to the TV will blind you, but scientific proof shows that it doesn't, okay? They tell you that if you don't eat your peas, if you don't eat your broccoli, right? There are children starving in Africa, but they never send the broccoli to Africa. They never sent one pea to Africa, one carrot to Africa. Okay? Parents are the biggest manipulators of the solar plexus chakra. Okay? Kill your hopes and dreams. Nah, you don't need to do that. You need to do this. Nah, you don't need to do that. Nah, you don't need to pursue that career. You need to pursue that. But mom, dad, this is my dream. This is what's in me. I love to do this. I love to paint. I love to sing. I love to write. I love to whatever. I love to dance. Nah, you don't need to do that. You need to. Parents are the biggest demons when it comes to your solar plexus chakra, because from an early age they speak lies and deceptions to you about who you are, what you can do, and what you can't do. Parents. Okay. I already answered that. All right, all right, all right. I already answered that question. Angel said twin lame instead of twin flame. Angel said twin lame. That's hilarious, Angel. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Twin lame. Someone called someone once called YouTube in a live. Someone once called YouTube JewTube, okay? JewTube instead of YouTube. All right. And because I was talking about how YouTube takes 45 cents for every dollar that a creator makes, okay? How YouTube takes 45 cents from every dollar, okay? YouTube, okay? Not really, Christine. Not really. Not really. They attempted to. Not really. Not really. But they attempted to. Okay? They attempted to. All right? Divine Source, remove all, okay? And return all blockages to the sender of communication between divine feminines and divine masculines, okay? For the reunion from past lives, for the reunion, reacquaintance, for the past life, love, journey, new acquaintance, new love, new connections, return to sender, soulmates, family, spiritual family, that's your true family. Return to sender any and all communication between divine feminines and divine masculines, not just the love relationships, but in general, every, okay, every communication avenue between the divine masculine and divine feminine. I love a confirmation in divine timing. I love a confirmation in divine timing with something that's being spoken, something that's being done, or something that's being seen. I love a confirmation, right? Slap the devil around a little while longer, okay? Confirmations. Slap the devil around a little while longer. Slap them around a little while longer. Okay? We have the angel number 20, or not, I said angel number, okay? Egyptian deity, Heka, for alchemical force. Alchemical force. Heka, alchemize. Heka, alchemize. Alchemizing everything that was meant for your, what's the word I'm looking for? Demise, okay? Everything that was meant for your demise, confirmation on the new connections, everything that was meant for your demise, number 29, 29, 92, 1992, you could be 29, okay? Or born in 1992, this lifetime. Heka, alchemical force, alchemizing all that was meant to, okay, be to your detriment. So, Christine, again, Okay? Your karmic sperm donor might have wanted to. Okay? Your karmic sperm donor might have wanted to, but they didn't. But they didn't. Okay? They tried. Okay? To demolish, destroy, and kill your solar plexus energy, Christine, but they couldn't. They didn't. They can't. They ain't. They won't. They shan't. Heka, alchemical force. Jeremiah 29:11. Jeremiah 29:11. I saw this in a house. I was looking at properties in the U.S. online on realtor.com, and I saw this message on a house, okay? Or in a house, on a house. And I saw this message. It was on a whatever sign, whatever, inside this house. And I zoomed in on it, okay? And it's Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says Most High. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says Most High. Plans to not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Plans to prosper you. These are the plans. These are the hopes. These are the goals. These are the dreams, the aspirations of the one who has loved you from the beginning. These are the aspirations, hopes, and dreams of the one who's loved you from the beginning. Okay? Oh, Heka, H-E-K-A, okay? H-E-K-A, thank you for asking, okay? H-E-K-A. Okay? Also, I'm going to work on not saying okay so much. I don't watch the videos that I very often, but I was watching a video or listening to a video the other day, and I was like, damn, I say okay a lot. So that is something that I'm going to kind of consciously pay attention to. Consciously pay attention to. Okay? I just said it again. So, yeah, we're always working on ourselves. We're always tweaking this, tweaking that. No matter what point you ascend to, no matter what levels you ascend to, in your north node, there's still little things to tweak. Okay? So, as I even continue to say that now. So, tweaking, becoming a little better, fine-tuning. No, I was like, wow, 70 times I said the word okay in 2.5 hours. What? And I didn't count, but I'm just saying. All right. So collective, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Nehru. This is Spiritual Wisdom, or Esoteric Wisdom and Spiritual Truths. Formerly, The Real Psychic Investigators was the name of this channel. Divine Source guided me to step more into my Master Builder 33 energy. That is a master teacher. And so I happily do so. I enjoy what I do. And I hope you enjoy what you do, whatever you're called here to do, whatever your spiritual service is. I hope that you enjoy it. Okay. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. Again, if you would like to schedule an esoteric conversation, those conversations are done via Zoom. Nehru Patah, Nehrupatah. And we will get those scheduled. We will get that scheduled. Again, payment is to be received within 24 hours of the scheduled meeting. I am in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. So East Coast time, we are now, because of daylight savings time, we are now 11 hours apart. 11, I think the other day I said 13. going to 13 instead of 12, but it's the other way because time sprung forward for those of you who participate in daylight savings time. So we are now 11 hours apart, time zone wise. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bless you. Bless you, Araya. Yeah. Absolutely, Christine. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. As always, and be encouraged.